in over 100 countries, in 7 different languages, to more than 500 million viewers each week. The World Wrestling Federation, the worldwide leader in sports entertainment.
Welcome to WWF New York.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from the Middle East, weighing 290 pounds, the Sultan.
It is Survivor Series Eve, and it may be the eve of destruction for the Sultan because he is going to face the most bizarre man in the WWF. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are just hours away from the Survivor Series on pay-per-view. And what a way to kick off WWF New York, because Long Island's own Mick Foley, this time as Mankind, will be here momentarily. That's why I keep looking over my shoulder, JR, because you never know when Mankind's going to show up, what he's going to do, or where he's going to come from. But in Survivor Series, he's going to have to put it all on the line. No doubt about it. He's going to have a war with Kane, but this, folks, is going to be no skirmish. There he is. As this compassionate crowd roars with their approval to Long Island's own Mick Foley, would like to take you back to last Monday night on Raw, when once again Kane made an impact. Well, last Monday on Raw, Kane attacked and tombstoned Ahmed Johnson. Mankind hit the ring steaming, and he put the mandible claw on his corpulent and grossly rotund ex-manager Paul Bearer. Well, this drew Kane's attention away from Ahmed Johnson, but Mankind quickly struck Kane with a metal turnbuckle bolt, bending the huge piece of metal. We thought Kane was dead and gone, but as Mankind turned to the injured Ahmed Johnson to assist him out of the ring, Kane proved why he is such an indestructible force when, believe it or not, folks, Kane arose from the dead. Well, Kane then continued to go after Mankind, who searched for any weapon available. Who can stop this monster Kane? Well, Mankind is going to try at the Survivor Series, but it's going to be a tall order, JR. Boy, no doubt about it, James. On pay-per-view, just hours away, tomorrow night from the Molson Center in Montreal, it'll be the bizarre Mankind and the seemingly indestructible Kane. And this is quite the challenge, in my view, James, for Mankind, just hours away from Survivor Series, meeting what has got to be the 330-pound Sultan. And look at Mankind pulling his own hair out. And now Mankind has made himself aroused, so to speak, excited, angered even. And now Mankind putting it to the Sultan. Mankind now with that mandible claw hand ready. Avoids it there. And he goes, whoa! Mankind going for the mandible claw, but the Sultan's mask prevented it. And you got to think, if he can't get it on the Sultan, how's he going to get it on Kane? Kane has a mask as well. Mankind going downstairs. That's a great question. Well, I'll tell you something. Kane, the younger brother of The Undertaker, is making everyone's life a living hell until The Undertaker agrees to fight his own brother. And there's a straight martial arts kick by the Sultan. Well, Mankind has lived in hell before. You know, Mrs. Foley's baby boy from right here in Long Island. When he was a kid, he was taunted, he was teased, he was ostracized. How's that for a word? But then finally, he found that if he did sick and disgusting things and put himself in pain, he got attention from his friends. And that was the birth of Mankind. Since Dude Love has been around, the fans have given him so much love that Mankind was put back in the recesses of Mick Foley's mind. But now, because of the attack by Kane, Mankind has returned. Hard forearm shots by Mankind. And will it be Dude Love, Mankind, or could it be even Cactus Jack? 1 week from this afternoon in Madison Square Garden, we're going to have a tremendous live extravaganza in Madison Square Garden next Saturday afternoon. More on that later. As Mankind, wait a minute, Mankind went underneath the Sultan's mask to apply the mandible claw.
He's got it. He's got the claw.
Well, I can tell you what that mandible claw feels like, but you've got to wonder if it will be effective against Kane. It's certainly effective against the Sultan.
And you've got to remember, it was effective against The Undertaker.
Here is your
Kane is his brother. Who knows?
Mankind will be in a war at the Survivor Series. It is the most talked about, the most eagerly anticipated Survivor Series of all time. It is tomorrow night on pay-per-view from Montreal.
And I gotta think, before Mankind plans to get on the LIE and come to the Garden, he's gonna have to live through this tomorrow night.
Very soon. It will be Judgment Day. Have a nice day.
Judgment Day indeed. It's going to be a big 7-day period for Mick Foley. First tomorrow night on pay-per-view at the Survivor Series. And then, of course, he will be a part of the giant WWF Live extravaganza in Madison Square Garden. 1 week from this afternoon, a fatal 4-way matchup. Who's the king of the Big Apple? Is it The Undertaker, or Bret Hart, or Shawn Michaels, or could it be Stone Cold?
Plus, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H with China takes on the man they call Vader with George the Animal Steele. China meets the Animal in the Garden.
Folks, it's next Saturday afternoon. Great seats are still available. Well, I'll assure you they're going fast. Get your tickets now at the Garden box office or any area Ticketmaster outlet. The biggest Saturday afternoon extravaganza ever in Madison Square Garden is just 1 week away. And still to come, here on WWF New York, our colleague Michael Cole speaks with Triple H in China about their big matchup next Saturday in the Garden.
Plus, a smashing good tag match as Thrasher teams with Blackjack Bradshaw to take on Road Dogg and Henry Godwinn.
And when we return to look back at the history between Owen Hart and the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
In any language, in any country, electronic karate fighters with morphing action, the worldwide leader in hand-to-hand combat games.
This week, Serpent Strike will be in the hands of Carlos Cabrera, while the Iron Claw is the choice of Tito Santana.
And now, the 1997 Karate Fighters Holiday Tournament.
Welcome everyone to Karate Fighters is War! What do you think, Jumbo Jim?
Fans, it's gonna be a slobber knocker.
Oh, let's get right to the action.
Good luck, my broadcast partner. El que necesita la suerte eres tú, amigo.
And Santana is morphed into El Matador!
What a shocking turn of events!
Wait, eight, 1, 2, 3, he got him! Oh no!
Iron Claw wins! Iron Claw wins! This swirling whirlwind of non-stop action was too much for Carlos Cabrera.
Anything can happen when Karate Fighters is War!
Get a free limited edition WWF poster with the purchase of any Milton Bradley Karate Fighters game. Exclusively at Toys R Us while supplies last. In-store coupon required.
This morning, WWF New York is brought to you by Milton Bradley Karate Fighters, the proud sponsor of tomorrow's Survivor Series Super Sweepstakes.
And by Tiger Electronics, makers of electronic laser tag.
Right now, let's take a look back at the history between Owen Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What I'm going for on November 9th, it ain't a wrestling match.
And they are scheduled to meet Austin and Owen Hart at the Survivor Series.
You've been interfering in my matches night after night.
What handed they are?
The black pair of trunks and the black pair of boots, and I'll be out there whipping somebody's
Owen Hart! Here comes that rattlesnake!
This belt and myself are going into Canada at the Survivor Series against you, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And believe me, this belt is going to stay in Canada where it belongs. You American people don't deserve to see me a champion of my caliber.
Finally, the match you have long awaited ever since SummerSlam. Finally, it's yours this Sunday on pay-per-view. You versus Owen Hart for the Intercontinental Championship.
You're damn right. When you do what Owen Hart did to me, stick the damn thing up there. When you do what Owen Hart did to me, when I have to sit on my couch every day and think about what I should be doing, it really what I'm going for on November 9th, it ain't a wrestling match. It's payback time for Owen Hart. Hell, to take us from close range. Owen Hart holds up his little slammy like he's some kind of big shot. He's the biggest piece of crap I ever laid my eyes on. And if he was here in person, I'd put about a dozen arrows right through it. There you go, Owen, you piece of Oh, right there in the gizzard, brother. Now, we all know what I'm capable of doing.
When you're looking up from the mat with your neck broken in half, then you realize that what I say is true. I truly am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Owen Hart has got hell to pay.
Let's see what Austin can do with Eamon. No. How about that? Got a ring.
Tombstone Powerbomb. Shades of the Undertaker. Austin dropped right on his head. And how much more punishment can Austin stand? There are a lot of fans of Canada here, but they've been drowned out. Championship against the man that he defeated for that title, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin's first time against Owen Hart since SummerSlam and his near paralysis at the Survivor Series. It's going to be something, and folks, we got tag team action here. There is a Pantera and Mosco, but let's take you back to last Monday on Raw. James E, a spectacular debut for Aquila. The teenage aerial sensation from Mexico making his United States TV debut, and he advanced in the light heavyweight championship tournament over Super Loco. Certainly a very memorable debut for Aquila, and the light heavyweight tournament will continue this Monday live on the USA Network from Ottawa and Raw. What do you think they're thinking when they make those graphics?
404 pounds, the team of Taka, Michinoku, and Scott Taylor.
Scott Taylor and Taka Michinoku, who were victorious in tag team action here last week, will join forces again in the young ladies here in the capacity crowd. I think it's taking a little bit of a shine to young Taka. Yeah, some of these ladies look like they're shining, but I think that's because they haven't washed their hair lately. Never seen so many ugly people behind us here, JR. What'd you do, bring a family reunion up here? I beg your pardon. Tag team action, and Earl Hebner, the referee of this contest. And certainly we are looking forward to the light heavyweight tournament as it progresses. Again, it will continue this Monday live on Raw. We'll be in Ottawa, and that'll be on the USA Network. And a nice skip up by Mosco. You know, Aguila, which means the eagle, by the way, in English, did a great job. Taka Michinoku, very talented. A number of top individuals, but you know my pick, Brian Christopher. I think he's going all the way. Nice athletic move there by Scott Taylor. And Scott Taylor, who was raised up in the state of Maine, just got knocked down by the very colorfully attired Mosco. And he's now in the state of confusion. I've been there and done that. And Taylor with a head scissors takedown. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You're not going to see any head scissors or any catch-can perfection at the Survivor Series when Stone Cold takes on Owen Hart. That's going to be nothing more than a backyard back alley brawl in my view. Austin wants to fight. Owen Hart wants to survive.
Whoa!
Who's going to get it done on pay-per-view tomorrow from Montreal?
Mosco better keep his eye on the ball, and Scott Taylor with a bolt in and scissored him and took him right out over the top rope. Scott Taylor has really matured in his... Oh, look! A toe pick on Hilo, as they say south of the border.
Almost brought the Fink right out of his seat there.
Nothing could be that violent.
Scott Taylor back up. Now going to climb the ladder. Here's one more look at it. What do you call that again, James?
A toe pick on Hilo.
Gracias, Senor Jimmy.
Oui, oui.
And there's a lateral press. The leg is hooked. And certainly Scott Taylor wants to make a great showing here in this tag team matchup. He wants to be a player in the light heavyweight division, but maybe the player, not to argue with him about Brian Christopher, in my view, is Taka Michinoku, James.
Well, I'll say this, Taka has tremendous balance, amazing confidence, and a lot of bravery for a 23-year-old. He gives new meaning to the term high-risk maneuver.
Certainly going to be a high-risk situation for Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart at the Survivor Series. They hate each other. We're going to talk a lot more about that. And this tag team matchup is just heating up. Folks, we've got to take a timeout, but we'll be right back.
It's a battle for the World Championship, but there's more at stake. For two proud legends who share utter contempt for one another, it's personal, and it's gonna get ugly.
I'm gonna kick your little scrawny ass. I will bring the pain. All you got to do is show up.
Bret Hart battles Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship.
The Heartbreak Kid will own you.
Shawn Michaels, you're nothing but a degenerate.
The Survivor Series, presented live by Milton Bradley Karate Fighters, tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
WWF New York continues with light heavyweight tag team action. Pantera and Taka Michinoku in the ring there. Whoa! Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a shocking week here in the WWF with Goldust irresponsible and unforgivable remarks, just disintegrating his family this past Monday night on Raw.
He just told Marlena to take the marriage and stick it. Whoa! Look at this! Rolling ankle scissors! Taka Michinoku right to the floor.
Taka is in trouble.
And look out!
The tope! Pantera!
Watch it, Jim!
These men they're suicidal. Absolutely suicidal.
I'm just afraid I don't think they know where they are. Taka's stunned. Pantera looked like his eyeballs were crossed. You never know which direction these guys are coming from.
These are amazing athletes, all 215 pounds or less.
But boy, I'll tell you, like we were saying, Goldust and Marlena, they have split up probably for good, I would say, because of Goldust's remarks, which they were cruel even for me.
And what about the newest member of Team USA, James?
Well, yeah, the fan that jumped into the ring, which is a goofy move to do. Last Monday on Raw, turns out the guy's name is Steve Blackman. He's a martial arts expert. As we take another look at that tremendous tope by Pantera. Blackman cleared the ring of Team Canada just about. He did very well. He was arrested and taken to jail.
Wait a minute, that's the cover. And an air ball.
Just count of two. Vader bailed Blackman out and asked the WWF officials to let him be the fourth member of Team USA. It's a bizarre situation, but they've got a partner who's not a wrestler. But I understand that he is a thoroughly dangerous man.
Nice move there by Taka Michinoku. More on the Steve Blackman situation here on WWF New York, as Taka Michinoku now will attempt to kick it into a higher gear, and there's a drop kick right to the back of the head. A devastating maneuver. And Taka again with a drop kick. Taka with his sights on the head. A Mosco near fall.
Well, I tell you, this guy, he can hit you with his feet just as accurately and just as quickly as he can with his hands. He has, like I said, tremendous balance. There's a brainbuster.
Brainbuster by Taka Michinoku to near fall. The end may be near for Mosco. And tag has been made. Taka and Taylor make the exchange.
They're putting heavy pressure on Mosco right now, and unless he can get the tag to Pantera, another drop kick.
Another cover. The leg is hooked, and again, Mosco showing some pretty good tenacity, able to kick out before three. Inside cradle. Could be. No, it's not. I thought Scott Taylor was caught napping there.
Boy, I tell you, look at these guys are quicker than a hiccup. They move around that ring like grease lightning, and that's the kind of action that you get with these light heavyweights. They've got to compensate for their lack of weight and lack of power, and they do it by being better wrestlers. And look at that!
Oh, powerbomb! 1, 2, and surprisingly a kick out. I'm not so sure that Mosco is going to be able to withstand this offense by Taka.
Taka scaled the ropes and comes off with a spinning heel kick. He's going for it.
Michinoku driver time for Taka. And there it is. Yes, the oohs and the ahs of the crowd indicative of this fantastic move and a victory.
Here are your winners,
for Taka Michinoku and Scott Taylor.
Michinoku and Scott Taylor.
Taka and Taylor come up with another victory, and we can take another look at the closing moments. Taka Michinoku first sends Mosco off, a boost into a powerbomb. That didn't get it, but he knew what would. Michinoku driver, 1, 2, 3. Taka and Taylor come out on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, later right here on WWF New York, the Survivor Series preview, as Thrasher and Blackjack Bradshaw team up to face Road Dogg and Henry Godwinn.
Plus, Triple H speaks with Michael Cole about next Saturday's match with Vader in the Garden. Vader will have George the Animal Steel in his corner.
But when we return to look back at Raw and Shawn Michaels' battle with the world's most dangerous man.
It's all about attitude.
What a load of crap.
Some have it.
There ain't no way you can lace my boots.
Most don't.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
But anyone can wear it. The Stone Cold Steve Austin Jackass t-shirt. 100% rugged cotton. 100% attitude. To order, send a check or money order to the address on your screen. Or call 815-734-1161. The shirt is $25 plus shipping and handling. It's not available in stores, so call now.
Welcome back to WWF New York. Folks, last Monday on the War Zone, Shawn Michaels reluctantly took on the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Well, it was the world's most dangerous man against the world's most annoying man, Shawn Michaels, who was forced to meet Ken Shamrock by Commissioner Slaughter. Shamrock was mad because Shawn had interfered in Shamrock's match with Bret Hart, and Ken Shamrock was going to take it out on HBK.
Michaels with Shamrock. And just when you think Shamrock has Michaels right where you want him, something happens. Oh, what a drop kick.
Michaels switched gears there, went upstairs. Good move.
He's mocking Shamrock. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw
him. He mocks everybody. Shawn Michaels doesn't respect anyone.
Here's a cover. Referee way out of position. Back over now, 2-0. Shawn Michaels is in the zone now. Yeah, well, Michaels is going to respect the hitman Bret Hart and or vice versa, one way or the other. This Sunday. Finally, this match, which took 18 months, a year and a half. Here we go. It's finally going to take place in Montreal as Michael set up for the ride reversal. Oh, Shamrock really quick out. Oh, no! Now's the time. Shamrock can put Michaels away if he can capitalize. Now's the time. Here we go. Michaels now set up for the ride off the rope. Shamrock, right back up. Michaels from the other side, another one. Shamrock, go ahead.
Shamrock in the zone.
All right, Michaels comes off in.
Michaels got the Hurricane Rana right into the power bomb. It's anybody's matchup.
And Michaels now with a cover 1, 2. I can't believe he won. He didn't win. He did not win. Shamrock got the left shoulder up. All right, Michaels now. Here we go. Here we go. Sweet chin music. Let's hear it. No. And back. And Hunter Hearst simply takes a hard right hand and down. Sweet chin music. Blocked again. There it is. The Wizard. Wait a minute. Here we go. Shamrock with the submission on.
Michaels is quitting. Michaels tapped out. Michaels is tapping out.
Here goes it. Oh! There's a tap for you right there.
Michaels tapped out.
And the insurance man, Rick Rude, coming in and laying down Shamrock. And look at Hunter Hearst Helmsley all over Ken Shamrock. A blatant disqualification. A blatant disqualification. Oh, no. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Got the pedigree on that steel briefcase.
Will this happen to Bret Hart? Will Bret Hart lose the title to Shawn Michaels this Sunday?
Bret Hart would rather walk through hell with gasoline britches on than lose the title in Canada, but when we come back, a special look at tomorrow's title matchup. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, it's Survivor Series.
Plus, another Survivor Series preview as Thrasher teams with Blackjack Bradshaw and the Road Dogg teams with Henry Godwinn.
Now on the WWF Superstar line, get the complete background on the fan who attacked Team Canada last Monday in the War Zone. The Hart Foundation may be in more trouble than they think. Jim Ross has got all the details, so call option 3, the Ross Report, and find out. Just call 1-900-7374-WWF. The call costs $1.49 a minute, and kids under 18 must have parents' permission before calling.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for being with us this morning on WWF New York.
Hey! You guessed it. It's the Road Dogg, Jesse James.
Big mouth.
And when I can't stand next to my partner, the bad professional wrestling, bad Billy Gunn, I don't mind standing next to this, and I don't mind standing next to this, because the four of us together spell Southern justice, and we're about to wreak havoc on some jerks right now. The Dog.
Thank you, Dog.
Yeah, we got it. Well, there is a Phineas Godwinn, so...
What's he looking through a total hat?
What's he looking through, a toilet seat?
What's left of one of the Blackjack's cowboy hats. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn have stolen the LOD shoulder pads. The Blackjack's hats cost the Bariquas a match.
Well, they may regret all that vandalism tomorrow night at the Survivor Series when they're in the ring with the Blackjacks, who they desecrated their hats, and also the Headbangers, who they desecrated their boombox just a few weeks ago, you remember?
Their opponents to be accompanied by Headbanger Bush and Blackjack Wyndham at a total combined weight of 532 pounds. The team of Headbanger Thrasher and Blackjack Bradshaw.
Took a lot of tape to fix that boombox up, too.
Quite the repair job as this capacity crowd looks on here on WWF New York. Tremendous ovation for the Headbangers, and certainly the Blackjacks as well. Indeed, it will be tomorrow night. First time ever from Montreal for a WWF pay-per-view, and certainly the folks in New York City know that nobody does pay-per-view like the World Wrestling Federation. One of so many great matchups, the Headbangers, the Blackjacks meeting the Godwinns, and Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, and it's going to be a big old 300-plus pound Blackjack Bradshaw and the 303-pound Henry Godwinn starting it off here.
I didn't even know anybody else but the WWF did pay-per-view. I must be living in the dark ages. I'm going to tell you something right now. This Bradshaw, he is a big, strong, lanky, mean son of a gun. But so's Henry Godwinn.
I thought you were describing Governor Whitman. She barely got by last week, you know.
Well,
she had to come to SummerSlam. She might not have got those votes to decide that election.
She hadn't had that picture taken with The Undertaker. Look at Henry. He just bowled Bradshaw over and went down with him.
Oh, but a shoulder block by Bradshaw. Certainly, it reminds, I'm sure, a lot of folks around New York City of Stan Henson. And the big foot. That boot squarely planted right in the face.
Whoa.
And Bradshaw looking for a piece of Road Dogg.
Road Dogg wisely got out of the way, but Bradshaw had his back turned too long after that swing and miss. And Henry Godwinn takes advantage of the situation.
Bradshaw and Godwinn, this is a barroom brawl here. And, well, Henry trying to go right for the eye, it looked like. Now the whip is reversed. And Godwinn, waistlock, belly-to-belly suplex with authority.
He didn't learn that one when he was slopping the hogs down in Bitters, but I guarantee you, he's going to be the heavy hitter on this team, and then Road Dogg is going to come in for the finesse work.
Well, if Road Dogg can't steal one, he'll talk you to death. And look at Blackjack Bradshaw fighting back, and Road Dogg really trying to distance himself. Road Dogg wants no part of a man-to-man fight.
Well, he's on the bicycle right now, looking for some cover, and Billy Gunn there for moral support. Not sure how many morals he's got.
I don't think that's possible.
Look at that face.
And look at that. Look at Billy Gunn wearing that, what's left of that Stetson hat. Used to be, well, it's still owned, I guess, by the Blackjacks.
Why don't you wear yours that way, JR?
I don't think so. What's that thing in old Thrasher's tongue?
I think he's got another bodily part pierced this week.
Good Lord.
What he doesn't have pierced, he's got tattooed, but I believe the Blackjacks are more into brandy.
Side headlock by Thrasher on Road Dogg.
I heard you were you're into brandy. That's what the problem is.
What? Shoulder block there by Thrasher. And Thrasher and Road Dogg quickening the pace here. And nice move by Thrasher. Whoa! Arm drag takeover. Upstairs. Thrasher is cooking on Road Dogg. Road Dogg needs a tag, and we'll be right back.
He hit the road.
It's a battle for the World Championship, but there's more at stake. For two proud legends who share utter contempt for one another, it's personal, and it's gonna get ugly.
I'm gonna kick your little scrawny ass. I will bring the pain. All you got to do is show up.
Bret Hart battles Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship.
The Heartbreak Kid will own you.
Shawn Michaels, you're nothing but a degenerate.
The Survivor Series, presented live by Milton Bradley Karate Fighters, tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
Well, let's rock, Two Bells.
The official WWF action figures with bone-crunching action.
So these girls want to slam dance? Well, what a rush!
Championship Series featuring title belts only at Toys R Us.
I wonder when they're going to come out with that Jim Cornette action figure, the one that talks and never stops.
They are going to make one, but it's anatomically correct, so they had to back order more plastic.
And there's a collar elbow tie-up, and Blackjack Bradshaw went downstairs, and listen to the impact of these two men. They're just beating the heck out of each other here on WWF New York. And, boy, did you hear that collision?
Oh, he took him right out of his boots, and this is the best chance he's had for one.
Two near fall. Well, I'll tell you what, Godwinn and the Road Dogg may not be as popular in New York City as Mayor Giuliani.
Ooh, right in the ribs.
But this is not a popularity contest. It's not congeniality. This has been an intense matchup.
And boy, I can hardly wait to see what happens at Survivor Series when it's both of the Blackjacks and both of the Headbangers taking on Road Dogg and Billy and both of the Godwinns. 4-on-4 is the way it's going to start, but then as guys start getting eliminated, it could be 4-on-3, 4-on-2, even 4-on-1. The match goes until one team is completely eliminated.
And that poses certainly some potentially dangerous situations. And look at the little cheap shot there. Billy Gunn taking a little shortcut. He's not even in the match as Billy Gunn on Blackjack Bradshaw. And I'll tell you, it's been 18 months in the making for Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Everybody's talking about it. You can't go anywhere. The people aren't talking about Bret Hart. They're not talking about Shawn Michaels and what's going to happen in Montreal, in Canada, on pay-per-view tomorrow night.
Boy, don't you think that is
almighty! Wow! What a knockdown by Bradshaw!
Don't you think that would be a bitter pill for Bret Hart to swallow? To get beat by the Heartbreak Kid right in Canada, where, he's a Canadian hero,
That's what I hear, no doubt about that. The Hart family has a great legacy in Canada, and tags have been made on both teams now. It's Henry Godwinn and Thrasher. Thrasher must use his quickness, stick and move here against this giant Henry Godwinn. Bradshaw is in. Whoa. Up and over goes Road Dogg. Road Dogg helped up by his tag team partner. Wait a minute. Oh, come on.
He's got the bell. He's got the ring bell. That thing must weigh 30 pounds.
Oh, man. And the clothesline by Godwinn, but it was the bell that did it. I cannot believe that these men, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, have stolen another one, and we've got a little brawl started here.
But look at Road Dogg and Billy. They're heading for higher ground. They're leaving the Godwinns to fend for themselves. 4 against 2.
Road Dogg and Billy Gunn walking away from the fight. I wonder if that's what's going to happen tomorrow night on pay-per-view at the Survivor Series. because I promise you,
Here are
folks,
your winners,
there's going to be some
Road
fights
Dogg Jesse
in Montreal.
James and Henry Godwinn.
Well, the Godwinns can't be too happy about Road Dogg and Billy taking off, but you got to wonder whether their teamwork is going to be that good at the Survivor Series. You can see on the replay, Billy Gunn went to get the bell, handed it to Road Dogg. At that point, all Road Dogg had to do was hide and watch till boom, there went Thrasher and there went Thrasher.
I just can't believe this. And here you see the brawl breaking out, but of course Road Dogg and Billy Gunn walked away from the fight. Now they're trying to justify their actions with the Godwinns. There may be some real bad blood by tomorrow night on pay-per-view. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our colleague Michael Cole, who's standing by with Triple H in China.
Triple H in China, this could be a huge weekend for D-Generation X. Tomorrow at the Survivor Series in Montreal, Shawn Michaels could be crowned the World Wrestling Federation champion. However, next Saturday in Madison Square Garden, Triple H, you will have your hands full with the man they call Vader.
First of all, nice tie, Fashion Assassin. Is that real polyester?
Thank you.
Anyway, like you said, this could be a huge weekend for D-Generation X. But now that I think about it, it's always a huge weekend for D-Generation X. Everything is huge on D-Generation X. Get it? But Michael Cole, you're right. Madison Square Garden, I am going to have my hands full. How can you not have your hands full with Vader? I mean, he's got that jelly all over him. He's like a big butterball. Vader, the only thing you need to know is it's no longer Vader time. It's Jenny Craig time, fat boy.
Triple H, you have an intimidating force in your corner in China. However, as you're well aware, Vader will have a man we haven't seen too often in the World Wrestling Federation over the past few years, George the Animal Steel, backing him up.
Ooh, I'm supposed to be scared, George the Animal Steel. What's he, 105? Listen up, animal. You get in my corner, it's not going to be about eating turnbuckles. It's not going to be about running around swinging your hand over your head. It's going to be about me sticking my foot so far up your butt, it'll take all of New York's finest to pull it out. Keep out of my business, keep out of her business, keep out of DX's business, or it'll be the last thing you do, old man.
Well, folks, whatever you do, don't miss live Madison Square Garden action. Bring the whole family and join us next Saturday afternoon. 1 o'clock is the special starting time. And tickets are available now at the Garden box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Who is the man in the Big Apple? Will it be The Undertaker? Will it be Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, or could it be the Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin? We'll find out in that fatal four-way showdown.
Plus, the tag team title on the line, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, take on Owen Hart and the British Bulldog.
And it's going to get nasty. A New York City street fight. Ahmed Johnson, nose to nose with the leader of the Nation of Domination, Farouk.
No holds barred, Ken Shamrock takes on Rocky Maivia.
Plus, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see Long Island's own Dude Love. But will it be Dude, Mankind, or Cactus Jack? Whatever you do, get your tickets early for next Saturday afternoon's Madison Square Garden.
When we come back on WWF New York, we'll take a special look at tomorrow's history-making matchup, Shawn and Bret for the title.
And now, prepare for the Laser Tag Slam of the Week. Laser Tag, the only game that lets you power up for the ultimate laser jolt.
Shamrock in the zone.
And back! And Hunter simply takes a hard right hand and down. Sweet chin music. Again. There it is. The Wizard. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Michaels is quitting. Michaels tapped out. That was the Laser Tag Slam of the Week. Power up for the ultimate laser jolt. The future is now. Laser Tag.
Milton Bradley Karate Fighters proudly presents the 1997 Survivor Series. Tomorrow night, live, exclusively on pay-per-view at 7 o'clock from the sold-out Molson Center in Montreal. What a night it is going to be, exclusively on pay-per-view. There has never been a Survivor Series like it. You will see the debut of Kane as Kane takes on Mankind.
Plus, the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Owen Hart defends the title against the former champion, the man he paralyzed at SummerSlam, Stone Cold Steve Austin,
man who's out for revenge. And it has been 18 months in the making. It will probably never, ever happen again. The WWF title on the line when Bret Hart meets his arch rival, Shawn Michaels. Here's how the rivalry came about.
It's safe to say they don't like each other.
You'd like to hit me, but you don't have the insides to do it.
It might be more accurate to state they hate each other.
Somebody's not going to survive! Bret Hart is going out of it, Shawn Michaels! It's the Survivor Series right now! Look out! No! Shawn Michaels just leveled Bret Hart!
You know, it didn't just start right here. Let's go back to WrestleMania last year when I was the World Wrestling Federation champion.
I just want to say one thing, Shawn Michaels, you got the click, you got whatever you want out there. And tomorrow night, you're going to think that those 9 cheerleaders that beat you up in Syracuse, New York, you're going to think that that was breakfast at Tiffany's. Because I can promise you for 60 minutes, you were in for the absolute worst pounding of your entire life.
It started as a show. It would end up being perhaps the greatest mano-a-mano matchup in the history of the World Wrestling Federation. They haven't met since, and the controversy that brewed in its aftermath is about to finally boil over.
If he's the same guy he was before, then yeah, I just hope I don't have to run him over with my car or something because he bothers me that much. You know, it's something about a guy that's just cocky. That is a guy that's got a huge prima donna kind of personality to him that thinks he's better than everyone else. He's something very arrogant and obnoxious about him. And he's a guy with a big mouth.
This match is for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. This is an Iron Man match.
Sometimes that same thing that makes it, a pain in the butt can also work for you. And I mean, I did go in with confidence, but you go in knowing you have to wrestle Bret Hart. And that works 2 ways. One, that's Bret Hart. You know, he's not there by some mistake.
It was a huge dynamic collision of, I guess what it is a certain lack of masculinity that he never possessed. And, I finally just got I couldn't take it anymore. The dancing, the twirling around the ring, that Mexican-style wrestling is enough to make you sick.
Everyone knows Bret and I have a rivalry, whether it be professional, personal, but now it's to the point now where you have to think you're better than him every day.
Just because I come out here and choose to live my life openly and freely instead of putting on a facade like you does not make you a better man, Bret.
It's like, well, is the problem with me or is the problem with him? There's no problem with me. The problem's with him.
Yes, I antagonize everybody. And when you can do that, all you can do is use it to your advantage. I have the ability to push the buttons of people that would never, ever lose their temper.
Is he challenging me?
Right now, regularly, I would take him up on this challenge. But you know what I'm not gonna? No, I'm not gonna. I'll tell you why. Because the last time I took him up on the challenge was WrestleMania, and I beat his ass for that stupid piece of tin he's got on his shoulder. And Survivor Series, I'm gonna take that stupid piece of tin you got on your shoulders once again. I've beaten you, I've beaten your brother, I've beaten both your brother-in-laws, and I'll beat up your whole family if you get in my face one more time.
Shawn's current taunting, coupled with the haunting memory of his antics when he wore the belt, have fueled Bret's fury.
I don't like him, I don't trust him, and I don't believe in anything about the guy. He's a phony little
I've always been selfish. And I always, in my mind, the ultimate goal was for me, all by myself, to be number one.
Remembering the period when Shawn held the title motivates both men for completely different reasons.
I just think that the wrong man won that day.
The boyhood dream has come true.
I look very much forward to stepping back in the ring with Shawn Michaels.
Brett has been driven by the rematch since his return to wrestling.
People like me and myself that are tough, the truckers and the lumberjacks and the coal miners that come home from a long day and sit home and find that Saturday and turn on the WWF and they want to see a real man on TV instead of a guy dressed up in little mirrors and glittering chains and earrings and got a little tattoo, a little heart on his arm and stuff. I think that stuff is hard to wash after a while.
And although they seek the same title, Brett and Shawn have a different vision from the top.
The terms of legacy and stuff like that don't mean as much to me as they mean to other people. The legacy that I leave is with me. I don't obsess like you do. I do this because I like it. You do it because in your mind, Mark.
And purpose behind this showdown is that it's personal.
Get the doctor, please get him right now.
Well, apparently Shawn Michaels refusing medical attention after the attack by Bret Hart in the locker room.
You got him through here? Well, how much this crap is going to go on? Just doing it.
After this Sunday, it will all be over.
JR, I got a sneaking feeling that fans are going to be talking about this one for years.
No doubt about it, ladies and